Do you remember the hush that happens just before the world decides if it will smile or gasp? That hush came roaring down the red carpet the night young Mei Mei fell. It wasn't supposed to be part of the night. The gala was meticulous. Lighting, music, choreography. Every moment rehearsed until it shimmered like polished glass. From the first frames, the evening moved as if underwater. Beautiful, slowed, deliberate. Yulong and Yang Mei Mei arrived hand in hand, and for many, that sight alone felt like a small miracle. Cameras angled, flashbulbs popped, and the crowd rose into a chorus of excitement. But as they moved across the polished floor, as if crossing a stage and a river in the same breath, the world leaned in to watch. The fall happened in a breath. She teetered, one foot betraying balance, and then gravity did what it does. It invited the body to the floor. For a split second, everything stopped. Cameras stuttered. A microphone clipped and fell. A glass trembled on a nearby table. Then instinct took over. Yulong's hand found her fast, not in theatrics, but in the pure reflex of someone who refuses to let another break. He steadied her with an efficiency that hardly registered to the cameras, a palm at the small of her back, another hand cupping her elbow, movement that was both gentle and exact. What followed was not a scene of humiliation, but a choreography of care. Mei Mei did not collapse into a spectacle. She allowed herself to be steadied and then to be helped upright. The man who so often faced crowds with a practiced public face became, in an instant, a guardian. Crouched, focused, murmuring questions that only someone close would ask. Attendants rushed, but they were gentle, surrounding rather than exposing. The photographs that later circulated emphasized the tenderness, a hand pressed to an ankle, a stylus of concern, a gaze that refused to let the moment be anything less than private. For viewers at home, the clip looped 1,000 times. Some edits slowed the tumble. Others froze on Yulong's face at the moment before help arrived. Comment sections did their usual work, speculation, mockery, applause. But unexpectedly, an enormous current of compassion surged. People who barely knew the couple wrote about the raw ache of seeing someone fall and be steadied. The images prompted personal memories. The teacher who faltered crossing a wet floor, and the student who grabbed a sleeve to help. The mother who steadied a toddler and learned how sacred a small stabilizing hand could be. The internet, for once, became a ledger of private recollection rather than just a marketplace of opinion. Press tried to shape the narrative quickly. Headlines sought a flavor. Accident, wardrobe malfunction, dramatic stumble. Yet the couple refused easy monetization of the moment. Yulong stepped forward, addressing cameras with a quiet firmness that cut through clickbait. "She's okay. Please give us a moment." The plea was practical and precise, not performative. It worked. For several precious hours, the noise softened. Instead of invasive flashes, there came messages of concern and offers of help. People sent home remedies and kind notes. Some fans promised to hold the line against invasive reporting. In the private hours that followed, the incident revealed fissures in an industry made brittle by image. Schedules were re-examined. Stylists who once insisted on impossibly high heels began reconsidering choices that prioritized aesthetic over anatomy. Event organizers reviewed carpet seams and lighting rigs. The small seam that had tripped Mei Mei became, in a modest way, a catalyst for safer practices. The conversation widened. How often do we ask performers to present perfect poise on surfaces that become less forgiving the more polished they are? The couple's response also shifted the moral tone of public conversation. Instead of spectacle, the moment became a study in repair. Private clips emerged, a soft video of Yulong preparing a warm compress in their suite, his face drawn with worry, a photo of Mei Mei's sneakers waiting by the door, a silent admission that the night's footwear had not been sensible. Fans responded with medical tips and gentle scolding for anyone who had mocked the fall. A handful of influencers, previously content with piling on, posted messages advising kindness and underscoring that bodies deserve care. Medical professionals used the moment to explain something important. Adrenaline can obscure injury, and a superficial-seeming recovery does not always mean all is well. Doctors urged caution and watchful rest after any significant spill. The couple followed that counsel. Events were pared back from their schedules, shoots postponed, and a clear message issued. Health, not headlines, would dictate plans. The public saw their decision unfold. Fans praised the wisdom of stepping back rather than immediately returning to show business, as usual. Not every reaction was noble. Trolls and opportunists repurposed the footage, cutting the tenderness away and leaving only the stumble for viral mockery. Legal teams responded swiftly, requesting takedowns and citing personal privacy. There was a tug-of-war, exploitation on one side, protection on the other. In that tension, many ordinary viewers chose protection. Online communities organized to flag abusive posts and to remove images that had been manipulated for ridicule. The momentum toward empathy became a small, corrective wave that washed across comment threads. There were tender aftershocks that the paparazzi did not capture. A friend later recounted how Yulong had called a childhood nurse to ask for the kind of compress that soothes both bruise and pride. Crew members on set spoke of how the couple insisted on a safer backstage path, removing treacherous rugs and marking steps with tape. The stylist publicly announced a new partnership with ergonomic shoemakers to make the red carpet safer. These might seem like small ripples, but they showed how a single misstep could seed concrete changes in an industry that had too often valued image over well-being. In interviews weeks later, Mei Mei described the fall in terms that made it less about spectacle and more about recovery. She confessed that for a moment, she had felt embarrassed, then grateful. "I felt exposed," she said, "and then I felt held." Her words, spoken plainly, turned the narrative. Instead of jokes, they invited empathy. Yulong, who had always guarded his public reserve, reflected on the nights that followed. The slow patience of applying ice, the careful pacing during interviews, the decision to say no to back-to-back commitments. He spoke about learning to prioritize sleep, to choose shoes that would not put show before safety, and to honor quiet evenings over relentless appearances. Culturally, the incident nudged a larger conversation about vulnerability in public life. It questioned a norm that demands glossy continuity and punishes collapse with ridicule. The empathy many offered that night suggested a willingness to see celebrities as whole people, fragile and recoverable. Influencers who had built followings on mockery pivoted to narratives of care, and some even apologized for past posts that had been cruel. For many viewers, the episode became an invitation to shift how applause and commentary are given, to balance curiosity with mercy. Artists found meaning in the event. Photographers released soft series not of the fall alone but of the aftermath. Teacups, bandaged ankles, small hands knitting, moments of quiet tending. Poets wrote about the dignity of being steady. Directors spoke publicly about wanting to show similar tenderness in films rather than using stumbles for laughs. The fall, in this artistic retelling, became less a scandal than a lesson, a hinge on which public life might tilt toward gentler attention. Perhaps the most enduring effect of that night was not the bruise or the headlines, but the way it reframed a relationship in public eyes. People who had watched the couple from a distance saw intimacy translated into action, care that is not performative, but immediate. The story that once might have been reduced to tabloid fodder became, through their measured response, a narrative about presence. The public's favor shifted in a way that would influence how the couple appeared on screens and in print for years to come. Months later, when Mei Mei walked again across a carpet that had been leveled and rechecked, she did so with an unhurried gait. Shoes were comfortable, steps measured. The memory of the fall existed like a scar that told a story in miniature, of a moment when someone faltered and someone else, without hesitation, steadied them. It did not ruin the image of stardom, it humanized it. At the end of the day, the fall was a reminder. To fall is to be human. The choice that followed, to mock or to mend, to exploit or to protect, revealed what a public could be. For once, a crowd chose to mend. And in that act, the night revealed a softer truth about celebrity life. Not that it is flawless, but that it can be met with care.